Oh, I'm live. I'm like, what's going on here? Greetings, Divine Radiance, and welcome to your Wednesday Live and Power Hour. Hold on just a second. I am going to go live over in the group, the United Light Beings Awakening group as well. I'm going to be live in both places so we can get everyone acclimated with where we're going to be. Okay, so just logging in over there. Greetings, Divine Radiance, and welcome to your Wednesday Live and Power Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Scott Life Sculpting. I am live on both YouTube and Facebook. So I am going to go over to YouTube because that is where I will be taking the comments. The comments come in a lot quicker over here. So this is where I will be. And there are some people on. Hey, Marvia, thank you so much for being on. How are you? How are you doing today? I was burning some sage before I got on, and I'm just going to burn a little bit more as we wait for people to go ahead and trickle in. And, you know, last week I said the first person on would get a card specifically for them. And Marvia, it looks like you are the first person on. So congratulations. So while I'm waiting for everyone to get on, I am going to pull a card for you. I'm just checking to see which deck to select from. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ganesh deck. And those of you that are on live in the United Light Beings Awakening group, please join us here. Oh, I'm just reading your comment. Maria said, headed to pick up my son. Well, if you are leaving and you will not be able to see this, what I will do is go ahead and record, you know, your card, and you can come back and watch later. So if you are over in the United Light Beings Awakening group and you are watching this, please go ahead and join us on YouTube so that I can see your comments. Okay, so let's see. So this card is for Marvia for being the first person on. Oh, you said, no, I'm here. Okay. Okay, so your card came in upside down, but it's courage. Courage. I'm hearing it's time for you to have the courage to step out into this new way of being. You have taken a step towards embracing your inner divinity. And what you're being told is to stick with that. To stick with that, because as you venture on your journey, you are going to discover things that you have never known, you've never felt, and it's gonna sometimes go against everything you thought reality was. But what you're being told to do is to not let that discourage you, to stay strong, to stay steadfast, and to stay the course. Because what comes after that process of remembering is just so amazing. And the journey, it's hills and valleys, it's ups and downs. So just stay courageous and know that you've made the right choice, and that the only thing you have to gain is blessings, understanding, and just filling yourself with love and light. Okay. So that is your card. Someone else is on. Let's see. I'm going to turn that off. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. And I can't see. Let me see. I'm going to switch screens just to see what's going on over there. Okay. Hi, Ravender. Hi, Brakita. I came over here. Hey, Esther. Hey, Tila. So as you probably know, I'm on both YouTube and Facebook, and I'm going to go back over to YouTube because the messages come in a lot quicker, your comments. So you can join us there or you can stay here. I'm just going to stream live on both. Okay. But now that we are ready to go and you guys are on, let's go ahead and start with our breathing. Let's start with our breathing as I fix myself so I'm not flashing you guys. Okay, so those of you that join every week, you know, each week we start with our breathing just so we can get calm and balanced and just allow that deep breath, that life force energy to flow through us. So what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes, take slow, deep breaths, as slow and deep as possible, that's comfortable, in through your nose, and visualize and feel your body filling with love and light. And then exhale out through your mouth. Visualize and feel yourself releasing all that's not serving you. And if there's something specific that you're choosing to release, then actually say to yourself, I'm choosing to release whatever it is, okay? And while you're breathing, I'm going to breathe with you, and I'm also going to be sending you Reiki before we get started, okay? So let's go ahead and start with our breathing. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Again, inhale love and light through your nose. And exhale all that's not serving you through your mouth. And as you continue to breathe, I call on highest light angels, guides, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, and ascended masters. I ask that you come today and use me as a vessel of highest light and love so that I may deliver a message that serves the highest good of those I'm called to serve. I ask that you open their minds, their hearts, and their spirits so that they may receive whatever will serve their highest good today. I thank you for this gift of service, and I thank you for their wonderful souls. Thank you so much. And so it is. So let's just take a few more breaths. And exhale. Inhale love and light. And release all that's not serving you. And last one, inhale love and light. And exhale. Okay. So how do you all feel now that you have taken those breaths? I always feel so amazingly calm after, and so balanced and so centered. How are you feeling? Love and light to you too, Brakita. Thank you so much for being here. I see you came over on the other side. I decided to go ahead and stream in the group as well, because not everyone has gotten used to me being over here on YouTube, but being that you guys are on both, you'll know that we're reading comments over here. Nikki says she feels energized, and Brakita said yes. Okay, so the first card we got is Hungry Ghost. Let's just get right into it. Hungry Ghost. And you know what? I feel energized today too. Let me tell you why. So, I meditate every day, sometimes a few times a day. And so this morning I literally woke up and I put on a guided meditation, and I just have it where it automatically replays. And oh my goodness, I just feel so like I've been drinking coffee, and I don't drink coffee or anything with caffeine, but I just feel like, yes, I'm excited. I'm fired up. So those meditations really, really, really have done my body good and given me a boost of energy. I've also been resting. I've been choosing to be in balance, and I've been catching up on my rest. So this is the card. And I'm going to turn it to read what it says. It says obsessions, scarcity, consciousness, and attachment. So let's just see what the message is for this card. What I just heard is it's time for you to not be attached to lack mindset. It's time for you to not be attached to lack mindset. When you think in lack, you produce more lack. And the reason I pause is because Spirit was telling me to give you an example of how sometimes lack attempts to creep into my life. So, there's a few things, like, for instance, dental work. I'm getting some dental work done. I chipped my tooth. I don't know if you can see, years ago on a fork. Now, I used to eat ice, and a fork chipped my tooth and not the ice. And I also have a crown that I pulled off because it was loose, and, long story short, I have dental work to get done. And so although I have the money to get it done, I was like, well, I have this to pay for, so maybe I'll wait. And instantly Spirit said, that's lack. I mean, it's one thing if you just don't have it, and then you go into manifesting mode. But when you have it and you start to say things like, well, that's lack. That's lack. So really, it's a matter of, first of all, trusting in your ability to connect with your divine source to create more, to create abundance in your life. And when you have it, you do the work that it takes to create more. and you don't hold on so tightly to it because you fear not having enough. Okay, so what you're being told today is to release that lack mindset, because you're creating a block for yourself that's hindering you from having abundance. Having abundance. Okay, thank you. And I just asked, was there anything else for that card? And no, it really is just a matter of releasing that lack mindset. And those of you that have not gotten the lack language versus abundance language list, it should be in the description of this YouTube video, so you can download that. And it's really important to start being mindful and to start speaking abundantly. Nikki said, I've been coffee free since August 1st. That's so good, Nikki. How do you feel now that you haven't had coffee? And what are you doing to replace whatever coffee was doing? Energy, I'm guessing. What are you doing now to get that energy that coffee was providing? Brakita said, right on time card, life has been heavy lately. Yes, and you know, that is the most valuable time to stay with what you've been doing. So many people, they start habits that are, you know, abundance creating habits, or, you know, when things are good, when they're feeling the benefits of what they've been manifesting, it's easy to stay on track. But then life throws those curveballs. And oftentimes those curveballs are the divine testing you to see, is he ready for the next step? And it really is a matter of how you handle it. So when you're having that heavy phase of life, that's when it's important to get even stronger in those practices that keep you in alignment with abundance, that keep you in alignment with the divine. So Nikki said, I don't miss it. Morning meditations, focusing on positive energy. So good, so good. Prayers of gratitude in the morning, morning meditation, focusing on what you're choosing to create for your day. Like, you know, being really intentional. So when you get up in the morning, even if you aren't someone who says declarations to yourself in the mirror, something just happened, all your comments just went away. Even if you aren't someone who says declarations to yourself in the mirror, affirmations, set the intention of the day you're choosing to create. Just set the intention. You know, I have really set the intention to protect myself and my children. That's like one of my main focuses. So although I smudge and I protect after I'm dressed, when I get up in the morning, I spray myself with a protection spray and I create my protective shield. And I start my day that way before I even get up out of my room, because I'm already out of the bed, and shower. You know, I'm protecting first. So really just be intentional about what it is you're choosing to create. And let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can, there they are. Okay, so the next card is Spiral Dancer. Spiral Dancer. And what it says is, I don't even know what this word is. Kirkush's route. Do you guys know what that means? If you do, can you leave it in the comments? And perception. So let me tell you something about spirit. It doesn't matter if I know what the word means or not. Now I'm going to look it up if you guys don't tell me what it means. But there's been times when spirit has given me a message and I have no clue what the word means. It's not even a word that I use. So we're still going to get the message. Okay. So basically, what you're being told is your perception creates your reality. Your perception is everything. So how you're perceiving your life to be is actually what you're creating. So I've shared this with you guys before. I was someone who believed every man cheats at least once. So as a result, every man I've ever had a relationship with has cheated at least once. So now that I've changed my perception of what a man is like, now I'm able to attract the man that I perceive men to be. So whatever it is, whether it's your financial state, whether it's relationships, whether it's your career, whatever you perceive it to be is what it's going to be. You know, a lot of our talk is about the law of attraction and manifesting, because that's reality. Like, that is how you create your reality. That is how you either have a life that you love or a life that you're just surviving? So what I'm hearing is it's time for you to get really aware of what you're thinking about yourself and what you're thinking about your life. You know, how are you feeling about yourself? Do you see yourself as succeeding in everything that you set out to do? Or do you see yourself facing obstacles and blocks and difficult times? Do you see yourself having a life that's comfortable and easy, having more than enough love, bliss, finances? Or do you see yourself always working hard, you know, always working hard to get what you're choosing? You have the power. So choose what you're creating and choose how you're creating it. Okay. Nikki said, choosing not to load up on empty calories in the morning goes with me choosing to balance with my body. And that's so good, so good. So speaking of empty calories, today I'm not drinking tea. I've actually started drinking a mixture of turmeric, lemon juice, water, apple cider vinegar, ginger, and cayenne pepper. So that's what this is today. And it really gets my metabolism revved up. Really gets it revved up. And everything's organic. So of course I'm vegan organic, but it really is amazing. Some people think it's disgusting, but I don't think so. It's a little tart, but I happen to love sour things. So Nikki said, yum. So now I'm going to tell you, please bear with me, because when I'm on YouTube, I can't just look at card like I do on Facebook. So I'm going to be turning it around to tell you what it says. Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. So today's message is literally all about you getting in that abundant state. All about you getting in that abundant state. Okay, thank you. So what I heard is be consciously aware of what you're choosing. Write down the life that you'd like to have. If you could have any life, what would it be? Write it down. And we've talked about this before, but the reason it's coming up again is because you haven't done it. You haven't done it. Some of you may have, but the most of you have not. And there's new people that haven't heard this message. So write it down. What are you choosing for your life? You know, how would you like your life to be from this day forward? Write it down and then be very, very intentional. You know, we've done the magic water challenge where you literally have a glass. I actually use a big jug. You have a glass. You write down on a brown piece of paper, organic paper is best, using purple or blue ink, because those colors have the highest vibrational frequency. You write down a goal. I am so grateful for whatever it is, on or before, and then the date. And then what you do is you sit that jug on top of that and you send it energy. You send it energy, stating that goal, feeling what it feels like to have that goal happen, to have it be your reality, visualizing. You know, I like to play chanting while I'm doing it. And then you drink the water. If it's a big jug, you drink it throughout the day. And whenever you think about it or you pass by, you just charge that water. Mine happens to be on my altar, surrounded by crystals, and, you know, and it's sitting on top of the Sri Yantra, which is an excellent tool for manifesting. But, you know, do that. Like, start to incorporate tools to help you manifest, and believing that you can do it, believing that you deserve it, and believing that your angels will help you get there. See, all you have to do is follow the guidance. You trust that they'll show up when you call, you surrender, and then you take action based on the guidance you receive. That's the formula to success. That's the formula to having the life that you desire. But in order for you to get to that point, you have to release ego. And sometimes we have to heal things that are unhealed in order to release ego. So let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Faye. Thank you. Oh, Faye Love. I'm like, hi, Faye. I have no idea who this is until I see good morning, darling daughter. Hi, Mom. Faye is my mom's middle name. So hi, Mom. Thank you for joining. So Nikki said, and for those of you that don't know, Nikki is actually Laura. She said it works very quickly. I set mine in the moonlight. Yes, thank you, Nikki, for that. Because also charging it in the moon, when it's a new moon, a full moon is excellent. I do the same, sitting it out in the moon, charging it, and literally drinking that water. It really does work, and it really does make a difference. So the next card is divine support. Divine support. And as we were just talking about with the other card, when you call on your spirit team, you trust that they will be there. You trust that they'll be there. We all literally have a band of angels that are around us. We have ancestors, we have healers, we have ascended masters. You know, they're all around us just waiting to assist us. Waiting, but they can't just jump in and help you if you have not called on them, because that would be taking away your free will. And also what I'm being led to tell you is, you know, before we've gotten on this journey of awakening, we all have done things that we aren't proud of. We've all thought things we aren't proud of. We've had experiences that we aren't proud of. And what I'm being led to tell you is there is nothing that you have done that would make you unworthy for the divine support from your spirit team. Nothing. So understand that they are there and they're waiting for you to call. And when you call them, even when it seems like the waters are still, they're still below the surface working on your behalf. This is where you're being tested to trust and to have faith and to keep doing the things that they've guided you to do. Okay, thank you. And what I heard was to talk to them about a conversation that Nikki and I had. When you receive something from your spirit team, when the divine gives you guidance on something, let's say the divine says this person is not a good match for you, or this person being in your life does not serve your highest good. If that person re-enters and they come and they are just saying all the right things, they're acting in all the right ways, and they're making you feel all those warm and fuzzies inside. And this can be anybody. I'm not just talking a significant other. I mean friends, you know, people that the divine have told you they just don't have your best interests at heart. Well, when they come back making you feel all warm and fuzzy, unless the divine says they've changed, what you received is still the same. You have to stick with what you receive until you receive something different, because that's the human part of us. The human part of us can be deceived by others. But if we allow the divine to guide us and support us, no one will ever deceive us. So for instance, there is a particular group that was sending energetic daggers, right? And so I literally received information from spirit in dream state that this person from this group would come in and they would be extremely nice. And, you know, and then I saw them throwing these dark energetic balls at me. And it was kind of like a movie. I'm dodging and ducking, you know, in my dream, I'm a superhero, dressed like a regular person. And so anyways, literally a few days later, this person reached out. And so I was nice, same as I was in my dream, but I already knew this person still does not mean me any good. So it's like a child. When your children, those of you that have children, if you tell your child, no, you cannot have ice cream. I'm just going to say ice cream, vegan, of course. And my child is vegan. And your child comes back like an hour later and says, Mom, you know, can I have some ice cream? And if you don't say anything, does that mean that your answer is now yes? No, it means I already told you the answer and I'm not going to repeat myself. So it's the same as when you receive that divine support and spirit is guiding you. It's important for you, before you make any changes to the plan or the routine, that you connect with spirit to see, or you just go with what spirit already gave you. Because if anything changes, spirit will let you know. So, I'm just checking to see what the comments are. And you know what? I'm going to go over on Facebook really quick and see what they're saying. Hi, Mary Jolene. Thank you for being here. Lorianne, thank you. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Naya. Hi, Victoria. So as you all may have seen or heard, we're over on YouTube, and I'm actually over there reading comments because they come in a lot quicker. So I'm here just because some of you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet. And so I'd like you to have an opportunity to join. So I'm on both. Now this card came in upside down, which typically means that there's a block, and it's splendor. Splendor. What I'm hearing is it's time for you to reap the good that you've sowed. It's time for you to reap the good that you've sowed. And the reason this is upside down is because you're creating a block for yourself. And it's coming through as everything we've covered here. Your mindset, your perception, you not activating that support you have from your spirit team. Or when you do, you don't have full faith and trust in their ability to show up for you. Not even that you don't have faith and trust in their ability to guide you, because if you're calling on them, you know that they can, but you're not showing that faith and that trust that they will. Why is that? Why is that? I also heard there's also something heavy on your heart. I'm hearing this is pertaining to a specific individual. Although some of you are going through things right now that weighs heavy on your heart. Someone is missing someone. Someone feels that they've lost something. But in reality, you haven't. It's just being replaced with something better. Shoot, I can relate to that. Okay, thank you. So what I'm being told to tell you is release the burdens of the pain in your heart. Release those. Allow yourself to feel it. You know, allow yourself to feel it. Sit in a tub, a salt bath, you know, and release. Get some black obsidian, release. I actually have two of these. They're palm stones. And usually, you know, I keep one here. I typically keep one under my pillow. And the reason I keep one at my workstation is because when I'm working with, you know, light workers in sessions, oftentimes we're doing releasing, or oftentimes just the information they receive, it's causing them to release something that's not serving their highest good. So I like for this to be here to pick up and take that energy that's no longer necessary. You know, so I take these in the bath with me too. You know, and I use these when I'm releasing. What I'm being told to tell you is releasing is important. You know, allow yourself to feel your emotions. You don't have to feel like to vibrate high, I have to vibrate high all the time. That's not realistic. You know, you're a human being on the outside of your stardust and your glitter and your magic. So you have human being traits and you're in this human being reality. So the reality of it is you have emotions, but what you're not meant to do is hold on to them. You're not meant to hold on to them. So give yourself 24 hours to feel whatever you're feeling and then release it, you know, and while you're feeling it, actively release it. And when you experience something that's made your heart heavy, call this fragmented pieces of your soul back home. You know, I would say weekly, it's a great idea to call the fragmented pieces of your soul back home. So Sunday evening is my extended self-care day. I take a salt bath. Some of you know that I actually make salt blends, different blends that Spirit leads me to create, and I actually sell them. But I use them too. And so what I do is I ask Spirit for guidance on which blend to use. I get in that tub, I'm in there for hours, and I'm releasing, but I'm also looking for the lesson as to why I experienced that. And then I'm able to find the blessing. So by the time I'm out of that tub, I feel so refreshed, so brand new, but I also call the pieces of my soul home. And it's good to do this every week because every time you experience trauma, a piece of your soul gets left behind. So you simply say, I'm calling all the fragmented pieces of my soul home in every dimension, every time, every space. I'm calling you home to me now. Here, this is where you belong. I am whole and complete. I love you. And you just say that over and over again. And you literally visualize the pieces of your soul that has been left in different traumatic experiences coming back to you, and feel it, like feeling your heart chakra, filling you up, feeling whole and complete. Do that each week. I guarantee you, you're going to notice and feel a difference. So let's see what you guys are saying. No, I said I was on the wrong page. Hey, Victoria, you guys are both here, and I'm glad you're here. I knew you were there. I saw you when I went back over. But yes, I'm live streaming on both because not everyone on Facebook has gotten used to coming here on YouTube. So what I'd recommend, those of you that are on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And after the live, I'll leave that link for you. So that way, and set the notifications. So when I actually am on, you'll get a notification. And I've finally done what Spirit has told me to do, which was start recording general readings for horoscopes. So I just have 3 more left for this month. So that'll be something nice for you guys also to be able to see. So okay, I was checking to see if there was anything else coming for that card, and I gotta know. So I'm just gonna pull another card and see what we get. Nikki said, I love Obsidian. It's my top 5 crystals. Yes, Obsidian is so, so amazing. I have a big, huge chunk under my bed. And I just, it's awesome. I have it there because a lot of things happen in dream state. It's also a good idea, and I've told you all this before, but for those of you that are new, to protect yourself before you go to bed, because there's, when you're in a dream state or when you're in the sleeping state, you're vulnerable. And there are people, not everyone is a light worker. There are people that intentionally will send you ill will. And a lot of times they do it at night because of the fact that you're not on guard. So before I go to bed, I call on my spirit team to protect me. I create my auric field. I also spray myself with a protection spray. I spray my bed and I say a prayer, so it's just important that you're being mindful, because once you agree to do light work, there's so many forces that would rather you not. But nothing is stronger than light. Nothing is stronger than love. So as long as you stay in that state, that's a layer of protection in itself. But you do have to do other things and take other measures to make sure you're protected. So what we got is dawn, new beginnings, new beginnings. It is literally time for you to embrace this phase, this new beginning. We are in a very auspicious time right now. 2018 makes 11, and that gateway of us having that additional assistance from spirit realm. Our words, our vibrations, our intentions are so powerful right now. There's so much positive activity going on energetically, and it's important for you to embrace it. It's important for you to take advantage of this assistance, this energetic assistance, by allowing yourself to embrace new beginnings. Don't fight what's coming. Don't fight what's coming. Don't allow your comfortable state of being in your uncomfortable state, because you know exactly what to expect. Don't allow that to stop you from experiencing what's next. Okay, thank you. What I just heard is the blocks that you're creating, they're real. They're real. First of all, do you understand that you alone have the power to create your reality? Do you understand that? And I'm going to wait to see what some of you say. And you know what? My mom said, I woke up missing your brother. You were saying what I didn't hear. Mom, when I was saying that, I felt that. I felt that. As it came through, I felt that you were. So, yeah. Yeah. But there's someone else too. I knew that it was you too, Mom, but there's also someone else. There's others too, but I knew that you were missing him. Okay. So I just heard, just know that he's on his path, he's on his journey, and all is well. All is well. See, we have to go through the suffering so that we can make it to the light. We have to go through the suffering so we can make it to the light. You know, you all have heard me say this all the time. And of course, my mom is familiar because it's her mom that said it. My grandmother always said, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. So if I hadn't suffered through all the mess I suffered through, let me just say the stuff I survived through. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be sitting here today. If I hadn't gotten to a spiritual bottom, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So when a person is in their suffering state, they're really in a preparation state so they can step into their light. And we all make choices. We chose this life before we entered this body, and we're making choices as we're living this life. So we have to just kind of sit back, relax, and allow them to experience their ride, you know? And there was something that was coming through. Can you bring it back, please? Okay, thank you. So that was the question. Do you know that you have the power to create your reality? I mean, like, answer in the comments. Do you know? And while you guys are answering over here, I'm going to go over on Facebook to see what they're saying. Okay, Esther said yes. Hi, Joanna. Marjolaine said, I've been missing someone for a really long time already, but I know I will see him this year. I just know I can feel it. Hey, Tiffany, thank you guys for joining. Yes, you know, allow your heart not to be burdened. For those of you that are missing someone, allow your heart not to be burdened. Figure out, why are you separated right now? You know, aside from the fact that they're on their journey, doing what they're called to do right now, it's about figuring out, why am I in this state? What am I meant to gain? What am I meant to learn? You know what I mean? And then when you figure that out, you can speed the process along to get to where you're called to be. Now, it may be with that person you're missing, or reuniting of you two, or it may be understanding that reuniting is not what serves your highest good. But it's important for you to understand why you are where you are. And you can get the answer simply by asking Spirit, you know? So I'm going to head back over to YouTube. Join us there, you guys. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Naya said, Nahkila, what extra protection did you have to add to your journey as a light worker? Oh my goodness, Naya, there's so much. There's so much. The main things that I do is every day I create an auric field strengthening, that bubble that is reflective. It moves. I do the same with my house. I protect with salt, you know, lining my windowsills, my doors. I cloak myself. I do a lot of things, and I don't ever share everything I do, because here's the thing. I used to, and Spirit said, don't. And I'm sharing this with you all. Don't tell anyone every form of protection that you utilize, because there are people that can do things to get around what you're doing if they know what you're doing, you know? So those are just a few of the things. Again, I spray myself, I smudge myself, I pray, you know, and I literally call on my spirit team to protect me, and they protect me in ways that I don't even know. I do transmissions where angels surround me and protect me. So yeah, so there's quite a bit. There's quite a bit. And it's always changing. There's some things that I do that are always the same, and then there's some things that are always changing. So Burkita said yes, and my mom said, yes, I do now. Okay, so if you all know that you can create your reality, do you feel worthy to have the best? Like, literally, don't just say yes because that's what you're supposed to say. Like, really feel. Do you feel worthy? Think of your grandest dream. Your dream life. What is like the biggest thing that has always felt outside of your reach? What is that? You can share it if you like, or you can keep it to yourself. If you share it, we're able to hold space for you, or you can keep it within and we'll still be holding space. But what is that? Do you really believe that you can have that? Do you feel deserving of that? And it doesn't have to be materialistic. It can be love. You know, it can be growth. It can be anything. So if you know that you can create your reality, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? The answer is you. So it's really about self-reflecting. It's really about evaluating. Evaluating. First of all, do I understand? Do I believe? Do I know that I'm capable of co-creating my reality with my spirit team? Because, you know, we can't do it alone. If the answer is yes, do I feel worthy? Do I feel deserving? If the answer is yes, well, what's holding me back? If the answer is no, why don't I? So you have to get to the root so you can shift. We're all just these magical beings, you know, our thoughts, our words, those are little magic wands. We speak them and voila, abracadabra, you know, reality forms. You know, we think it, abracadabra, reality forms. So it's all about getting in alignment with your power, getting in alignment with your ability to create, getting in alignment with trusting and surrendering and taking action. When you do that, you're unstoppable. There's nothing that can stop you except you. And that's your reality now. Nothing can stop you except you. You know, let's see what you guys are saying. Naya said, no ritual, just guided by spirit and protection. I'm trying this now. Yes, part of my ritual, my daily ritual is I smudge myself. I start with my feet. I come up to my sacral, my root, my sacral, my solar plexus, my heart, my throat, my third eye, my ear chakras, my crown, and then I go under, over, and then I come up on the back. I do that to cleanse, release any low vibrating energy that is not my own, that may be my own. And then I do my auric field strengthening. It's where you're standing in the power pose, feet apart, and you're bringing your hands over, clapping like a jumping jack, bringing them down to your sides. And as I'm doing this, I'm feeling that energetic bubble surrounding me. And then I bring my hands slowly down when I'm sealing it. I put my one foot up so that bubble goes under, the other foot up so it goes under. Now this bubble, I'm seeing it as reflective. And I say, whatever comes to me that is not of highest light and love, may it return to sender or wherever it's meant to go for cleansing. I say that 3 times and I end it with, and so it is. What I've started doing as well is saying, I extend this protection to my children until they are protecting themselves. And so it is. So I have this cord connecting me to them. So any protection I do for myself, my children are receiving it as well. And that's a part of my daily ritual. You know, I pray afterwards. I pray before. You know, that is like a non-negotiable every day. At night, same. I spray myself. I spray my chakras. I spray my back. I even spray, you know, where I feel pain because of my injuries, because every physical ailment that we have stems from something so much deeper than just the physical ailment. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize that. But if you were to, my mom actually, when I graduated from school, got me this book. And this book will tell you, like, I've had a hysterectomy. When you look up, like, the experience that causes people to have a hysterectomy, my experience stemming from childhood. You know what I mean? So these ailments, they come from a deeper root cause. So I even spray those because I know that it's energetic. It's not just, oh, I had a 500-pound metal rat fall on my shoulder and I've had surgeries. You know what I mean? And then I spray my bed. And I just visualize myself being in this dome of protection. So that's my non-negotiable every day. And then I do other things also. And then my home is always protected with the salt. Always, you know, I refresh it when I'm led to. And everything really is about being spirit led. So you'll know when it's time to refresh the salt. You'll know when it's time to cleanse your crystals. You know, you'll know when it's time to smudge your home. That's another thing, smudging your home. And when you do, you make sure that there's a window or a door open so that low vibrating energy has some place to go. Because otherwise you're just, you know, it's like just swirling around in the home, but it has to go somewhere, you know, and just speaking into existence what you're choosing. And the power of three is very significant. So whenever I am declaring something, I always do it in threes, and I always end it with, and so it is. Because that's like that, that stamp, that sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, it is done, you know? So, and Brakita says self-worth is definitely something I'm working on. Yes. You know, because Brakita, here's the question for you and everyone else who's working on that. Why wouldn't you be worthy? Why wouldn't you? You are the divine having a human experience. And what is the divine worthy of? You know, hold your head up high, put your shoulders back. Like really do that now. Just kind of get comfortable in knowing. And as I was slumping, you know, get comfortable in knowing I am the divine having a human experience. I am not my trauma. I am not my past. I am not my experiences. I am the divine having a human experience. And everything I have experienced has led me to where I am today on my journey of awakening, serving myself so that I am able to serve others. You are the divine having a human experience. So it's really about releasing those things that have created that, created the fact that you're working on self-worth. It's really about releasing. It's really about coming into an understanding that those experiences had a purpose. What is the purpose? What is your purpose? Have you discovered your purpose yet? Let me know. Let me know. Because if you have discovered your purpose, then those experiences that made you feel like you're working on self-worth are in direct connection with your purpose. So yeah. And let's see what's going on over on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Marjolein said, I know I have figured out a lot in the last year. Tiffany said both have to be on an equal plane or it causes confusion. Yes. Marjolein said, yes, I do feel I deserve it. Good. Tiffany said, yes, and it took healing to realize it. Esther said, I'm finding that it's not truly knowing. I'm finding that it's not truly knowing what it is I truly want. Well, let's cancel, delete want, because let me tell you, when you claim that want, the universe is responding with giving you more want, you know? So you're choosing. So the way you can say that where you're vibrating higher, you're speaking abundantly is I'm finding that it's not truly knowing what it is I'm truly choosing, because everything's a choice. Hi, Christopher. This is your first time joining. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Tiffany said, yes, get to know yourself and your heart's desires. Esther said, but I have been paying attention more to what I really find joy and peace in. Good. Hi, Ruth. Thank you so much for being here. I believe this may be your first time too. Tiffany said, ask the ascended masters and angels to help you become more in tune with your higher self. Yes. Yes. And you know what? When you ask that question, the way you can ask is you don't ever really have to ask. You know, you can say, I am so grateful that my ascended masters, the ascended masters and my angels are helping me be more, you know, and then state it. I am so grateful. Claim it as if it is. Show gratitude for it as if it already is. Because in a parallel universe, it is. All you're doing is bringing it into this existence, into this reality. So show gratitude for what already is so you can bring it into this current state. Tiffany said, know that you are worthy and that you are perfectly you. Yes, and so it is. Everything you need is already within you. Yes, because there's that word need. We don't need anything. Everything we could possibly think we need, it is. It is right there within us. And we're equipped. We're equipped to create. We're equipped to change. We're equipped to shift, to bend, to grow, to build. Tiffany said, you need or want for nothing. Exactly, exactly. Got to release hurt and fear. So true. Tiffany, you are on fire today, boy. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Over here on YouTube, Brakita said, thank you. You are so welcome, so welcome. So Brakita, do you know what your purpose is? Have you figured that out yet? Because I'm hearing healer, 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 energy work. I just heard even readings when she's in tune. It's time for you to be fully in your power is what I'm hearing. I just heard it's time for you all to be fully in your power. You know, we can really just choose to shed all that's not serving us. Did you know it's that simple? Like, it's like wearing a coat. You know, I'm wearing a coat. It's not winter anytime anymore. It's summertime. It's hot. It's 90 degrees outside. And you know what? Why would I keep this coat on and say, I'm working on taking this coat off? Okay. And I'm wearing it. Like, I'm working on taking it off. I'm exploring the buttons and, oh, this material's thick and heavy and it's hot and, I'm starting to sweat and now the coat's kind of sticky and wet and it's so uncomfortable. I'm working on taking it off, right? Or I could just be like, you know what? It's hot as Hades and let me just take this coat off. Bam. It's off. It's off. When you make up in your mind that you're choosing a state of being, you can instantly be in that state. All you have to do is choose. Now, with that being said, it's not to say the things that put you in that state don't have to be healed. It's not to say you won't be a work in progress, but you can choose to go from one state to the other. You have the power to do that. So it's time for you to be in your power fully. Be in your power fully every day. Take your hand, put it on your heart chakra, put it on your solar plexus. And for those of you that don't know, I'm just going to bring this down so you can see on your solar plexus, on your heart, every day, and just say, I am stepping fully into my power. I am choosing to be a powerful being that creates my reality. Every day, just say that. Every day, be in your power. Every single day, every day. So I'm hearing channeling divine energy, whether you are a Reiki practitioner or not, you have the ability to channel divine energy. You know, these are things that we have been doing for lifetimes. You know, there's been times where before I even embraced this journey, you know, some of you know that in 2012, I had a 500-pound metal rat fall on my shoulder. I've had rotator cuff surgery. I had cervical disc replacement surgery about 2 years ago. And then in May, I just had that disc replacement revised to a fusion, right? So there was a time before embracing my path where I was doing energetically, like I was pulling the pain and tossing it to the ground. Like, I don't know where that came from. It was just instinct. I don't know where that came from. I was literally like pulling it and tossing it. Okay. And then I become a Reiki master practitioner. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But here's the thing. This isn't my first time being a healer. This isn't my first time, you know, being a light worker. It's not my first time, you know, activating my psychic gifts and serving others. No. It's just my first time doing it in this lifetime. But we carry cellular memory from all of our lives. That's why so many of us attract things that don't serve our highest good, because we've experienced something in a past life and we came into this life vibrating at that same frequency based on those memories. And so we're creating the same type of experiences. The same is true with your healing capabilities. So you don't necessarily have to have schooling. I chose to go to school. It was what I was guided to do. I chose to get certified in NLP and, you know, life coaching and hypnotherapy and Reiki. I chose to do that. You know, that was what my calling was. But before I did that, when it was time for me to remember, Spirit allowed me to remember. So don't put limits on yourself. If you're being called to go to school, by all means, do it. You know, do it, because it's another set of tools in your toolbox that when Spirit says, grab this hammer and nail it, you can, you know. But don't limit yourself because you haven't gone to school. Call on your spirit team and ask for the assistance. Claim it. I am so grateful that my spirit team is here guiding me to knowing exactly what to do to heal myself. Exactly who to call on for help when help is necessary. Exactly how to be open to receive. You know? Is there anything else? Oh, thank you, Nikki. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ricky said, be in my power, yes. And Naya said, I meant to ask, can you lose a fragmented soul multiple times? You know, you are always losing pieces of your soul. And I wouldn't even say losing it. I would say it's staying behind in those experiences. That's why it's so important to do this weekly. More if you feel led to do it. I mean, shoot, if you get into something with someone or you have an experience that's low vibrating, guess what? As soon as you're done with that experience, you can call that fragmented piece of your soul home right then and there, you know? But if you don't do that, then I would say definitely once a week. Once a week. And it's important to make sure you're calling it home from all dimensions, all times, all space. I'm also hearing just releasing all that's not serving you, you know, and it's like, it's coming through like fired up, like it's coming through like, you know what, like just stop it already. You are divine. Like, come on now, come on. We're waiting. We got to have you on the team. You got to get in. It's your play. You know what I mean? Like you have a purpose. You have a calling. It's time to get into it. You know, enough is enough already. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Get out of lack. Get out of suffering. Get out of pain. Get out of anguish. Get out of anger, resentment. Get into love. And it starts with loving you. Loving you, like really loving you. You know what I mean? Okay, let me tell you. I've lost over 70-something pounds, right? Look at this arm. Do you see that? Because of my injuries, I'm not able to lift weights. Look at this. I could just fly away, right? I could fly away. Now, in the past, I hated this. I don't particularly like it, but I hated it. I would look in the mirror and I would be disgusted. Now, you know what? I'm grateful that I've released over 70-something pounds. I don't care that, you know what? It just helps me to get closer to my angels. I'm going to fly away. You know what I mean? Like we got to look at ourselves as the divine being that we are. We can't look at this physical body and say, ew, you are the divine. We can't look at these low vibrating experiences and say, oh, that's all I'm worth. No, it's not. That was your preparation so that you can embrace your light and fly. Fly, come on, fly with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's time. It's time. Spirit is coming through loud and clear, and Spirit is saying, get out of your way. It's not time to play. It's time to see yourself for who you are. And who you are is divine. Who you are is beautiful. Who you are is magnificent. Who you are is brilliant. Who you are is purpose. You are so much more than this flesh suit. You are so much more than your experiences. And it's time for you to embrace that. Love you. Love you. I love you. I love you because I love me. And you and I are reflections of each other. I love me because I love the divine. And I am a reflection of the divine. How can I say I love God and not love myself? How is that even possible? How can I say I trust God and not trust that my experiences weren't meant to make me suffer indefinitely? In fact, they're not meant to make me suffer at all. They're meant to teach me, to grow me, to prepare me for answering my calling. And it's the same for you. It's the same for you. And did I say I lost over 70 pounds? Because let me delete that. I didn't lose anything. I released it. Okay? I released it. That's the other thing. When we use the word loss, I know there's some of us that are still on our journey. I kind of took a pause and then I said, you know what? I think releasing 20 more pounds is what I'm choosing to do. You know, still not fully committed yet, but I will be soon. You know what I mean? That's kind of been my thoughts. After the last surgery, I stopped going to my yoga class. So now I'm about to get back into it so I can get that last little 20 released. So here's the thing. When you say something like, I'm losing weight, I lost weight, well, your unconscious mind, it registers loss as something bad, you know? So when you're losing something, your unconscious mind is always there to keep you safe and protect you and do what's best for you. So your unconscious mind is going to find it for you. And in the past, I've literally done every trick you could imagine, every quick fix to release weight. And then I was losing it. I was losing it because I always gained it back. It wasn't until I shifted my mindset that I was truly able to release the weight. And it's been over 2 years now. Over 2 years. So thank you for that little word fart so I could give that. Let's see what you guys are saying. Naya said, I have it too. I lost about 70 to 80 pounds too. We released it, Naya. We ain't lose nothing. We released it. My mom says, I love that. Mommy's little angel. Oh, thank you, Mom. I love you. Naya said, I understand the message from Spirit clearly. Good, good. Naya said, oh, I love you too. I love you. And Burkita said, right. Yes. Naya said, I'm taking steps, but it seems very steady and slow. Naya said, I'm grateful though. Yes, we released it. Yes, 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 we did. And you know what? We all heard that slow and steady wins the race, right? We've heard that. Slow and steady wins the race. So it doesn't always have to come quick. And maybe one of your lessons is patience. I know that's been my lesson all year. Spirit has been saying to me, patience, like patience, Nahkila, patience. And I'm like, okay, finally, I'm going to just be patient, you know, because we don't always understand or know why Spirit is guiding us the way we're being guided. What our job is to just trust. It's just to trust, it's to surrender, and it's to take action. That's it. That's really simple. In theory, it's really simple. But it does take some work to get to the point of really, you know, exercising that simple theory. But when you do, you'll reap the benefits, which is splendor, which is divine support, which is blessings, which is abundance, you know? Sometimes when it feels like it's going slow, it's because you have more to learn. It's because I'm hearing there's an alternate route. It's because you're being tested. It's because you have not yet gained all you're meant to gain from where you are. You know, a lot of us, when we first start this journey and our gifts first start coming through and we first start feeling that, yes, I'm super connected now. You know, it's like, give me more, just give me more. You know, we're like Miss Pac-Man, you know, just eating it up, right? And we're like, come on, give me more. But we're meant to take a pause and soak it all in. Like, just feel that quiet, that still, and soak it in. And deep breathe. And connect. Sometimes we just have to be still so we can soak it all in. Why? Because I'm going to remember that moment so much better than the moment before when I was all hyper and rushed and right. So as we awaken, our purpose is to awaken others. Now, not every part of the journey is going to be slow. There are going to be parts where, you know, like when I answered my calling, I felt like I was just thrusted into this role. I felt like it was like, okay, you said yes, Nahkila, here's your job. You know, get to work. And it's like, okay, just guide me. I'll do whatever you say. Just guide me, okay? I mean, can't do it alone. Guide me. Let's co-create. Let's do this together. I surrender. I trust. I know you have my plans that I said I was choosing before I entered this form. So I'll do whatever. Just come on, guide me, you know? So sometimes it does happen fast, but then there's times where it's slow or it even feels like it's still. Doesn't mean that spirit stopped working for you on your behalf. It just means, what am I meant to learn? What am I meant to gain? You know? So, okay, thank you. So I was just asking, was there anything else? And spirit just said, nope, you guys are good. You're good. So, you know, this week, really be intentional. Be intentional with your love for yourself. Be intentional with how you're starting your day. Be intentional with, you know, just like we talk about what we put into our bodies, you are what you eat, where you are what you think. You are what you believe. You are what you speak. And yes, you are what you eat. So be really intentional about what you put into your spirit. What are you putting into your spirit? You know? And if you're someone that has been on the fence about us working together, check in with spirit, meditate, see if this is the time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let's do it. Let's get to work. You've got a calling. Answer it. It's knocking. That alarm has gone off. And as always, don't press snooze, you know, don't press snooze. The time is now. It's now. It's now. Tomorrow may never come. Tomorrow may never come. It's now. If you say yes to your calling now, you may help one person awaken. If you wait, tomorrow may never come. Tomorrow may never come. So get to work. It's time. It's time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I love you so much for being you. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think what we'll do is we will be going live on both for a while longer. And but those of you on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube, because this is where I'll be looking at the comments and this is where I'll be interacting. Like, they literally come in instantly. So we're going to eventually transition to be here only. And so go ahead and make sure you subscribe, you hit that bell so that you get the notification and you don't miss a thing. And also check out your horoscope. I've done all but 3. I don't know off the top of my head which 3 I have not done yet, but I will be getting those done this week. So yeah, so just join me. And thank you so much for being in the group. I love you for being a part of our soul tribe, and welcome to the new members. And I'm going to go over there really quick before we get off, just to see what you all are saying. Esther said, thank you, knowing what I'm choosing. You're so welcome. Yes, Tiffany said you have to fully believe, and so it is. Tiffany said, release the fear so that you can hear more clearly. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm glad you said that. And hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining us. I believe this is your first time. You know, here's the thing. Meditation. Meditation. That is the bridge. That is the bridge that connects that gap. That is the bridge that gets you to hearing, feeling, seeing, knowing. And I mean, it starts there. It starts there. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. So much more to it. But that is definitely the bridge. That's the bridge. So, and also I'm going to be doing a free webinar soon. So just keep your ears and eyes open for that. I'll be creating an event so you all can join, but we're going to talk more about that bridge and that connecting to the divine. Let's see. Debbie said, I'm learning a lot about myself these past few years, explore new territory, but realizing that a lot of it has been there from childhood. Yes, yes, our childhood, you know, and most of the trauma we experience, it sticks from birth to 7. So like for me personally, you know, some of you know my story. I had an abusive stepfather and he married my mother when I was 6. Well, the abuse was severe. And most would think that was like my source base of trauma. But for me, it was abandonment. It was abandonment. Why? Because I was 3 when my parents got divorced and my parents were young. My mom was 20, my dad was 19. And being babies, you know, I felt abandoned. I was abandoned. Let's just be real, you know? So that was where my trauma was. That was where I had to heal. Now with the abuse, there's a layer of forgiveness that is a part of the healing, but that was not the source of my trauma. And as we talk about, you know, past lives, the reason I experienced abandonment in this life is because I was abandoned in a past life. And that abandonment, I came into this with that same vibrational frequency and recreated experiences where I was abandoned. Well, I've healed that. I've released that. So I'm no longer creating experiences where I'm abandoned. And as I go on into the next life, I will not be in that experience of abandonment. So if you're here today watching this, you're here because it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to stop vibrating at that frequency of that experience so that you can now embrace your purpose, step into your divine role, and help others to heal. It's time, but it starts with self. Hi, Gloria. Thank you for joining. Gloria said this morning, I had a connection with the soul who left about 20 years ago. I recalled how he would patiently listen to others. His connection made me aware of the spirit of patience. I am in a place where I must be patient. And you know what? You are in a place where you are choosing to be patient. Choosing. So think of it in terms of feeling being key to creating our reality. If I say I must or I have to, you know, I feel obligated. And let's be honest, we're free. Spirits are free. And to feel obligated just doesn't feel that great. But if I say I'm choosing, it just feels better. It feels better. So our vibration is elevated. When we feel better, we vibrate higher. Gloria said, wow, you are talking about what's happening with me now. I'm so grateful that it resonates. She said, I will listen later, having poor connection. Okay. Tiffany said, I agree, Debbie. Ruth said, thanks for reminding we are here for work. Yes. Yes. That's why we're called light workers. Light workers, because we have a job. But what happens when you work? Like a regular job, you get paid, right? So when we do this light work, we get paid in blessings. We get paid in abundance. And abundance can be many things, not always financial, but it can be. Being a light worker doesn't mean you have to be poor. Being a light worker doesn't mean you have to self-sacrifice. In fact, it's the opposite. The more you have, the more you're able to give. Tiffany said, awesome. Look forward to it. So yes, I will keep you all posted on that. There will be an event shortly, not as in today, but there will be one created in the United Light Beings Awakening group so that you can join that that free webinar. So I'll give you more info and details as it gets closer. And then also go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because there's also a link in the description where you can download the free lack language versus abundance language list, so that you're able to start shifting your language so you can start vibrating higher. Okay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to go back over to YouTube really quick to see what you guys are saying before we get off. Let's see. Joanna Max said, just hopped over from Facebook. Well, welcome, Joanna. Glad to have you. Naya said, is your soul family also playing a role throughout your life, your current life? Yes, they are. So like, for instance, you know, our group, our United Light Beings group, I say that that's our soul tribe. But REM, we refer to each other as our soul family, because, you know, there's a deeper connection and the journey is intertwined. And I have come to know that those people that are over in REM, we have experienced this life together before in some way, shape, or form. You know, also, like for instance, with my grandparents, when I was able to go back into a past life and I was able to really pinpoint on where the abandonment started so I could heal it. When I went home, I saw my parents. Now, in this past life, I was a white woman and my parents were white, but my parents were my grandparents in this lifetime. They were, and it was because I could feel their energy. I could feel their spirit. Looked nothing like the way my grandparents looked in this life, but I could feel that it was them. And the thing is, in this lifetime, I've always felt a connection to my grandparents, like they were parents to me. You know, my mom is my mom. I love my mom to death. My mom is my angel, my blessing. We are so close. But I've always felt like I've had additional parents, and those parents were my grandparents, you know, and that's why. In a past life, they were my parents. Their souls were my parents. So we're always meeting up again, and we're always, you know, transitioning, and we're this thing and that thing and other things, you know. So it's important to be kind to everything, everyone. Like, I don't even kill bugs anymore. If there's a bug, I will scoop it up and let it out. Be free, little buggy. You know, I mean, used to just smash it. And now I understand that that could be me next lifetime, you know. So it's super important that we're treating everyone and everything as we'd like to be treated. So, well, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And again, if you have not subscribed, please do, because we're going to be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.